Yeah.
All right. Good morning,
Good
everybody.
man. Good to see you.
Good morning. I didn't know my video wasn't on. So let me open up my Ideal Estate dashboard. I think this is going to be valuable for people. So the
Yeah.
people on the call, you think there would be value in us giving you a step by step and kind of doing real live conversations, real live phone calls in this process of showing you how to make this happen. I think that's kind of a powerful way to look at it from that perspective. Okay, I see a yes already. So good. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you my actual back office, right? My Ideal Estate. You see that full page now? Everything good,
Yep.
Brody?
Yeah, looks great.
Okay, so number one, the first thing is you have your referral network, right? That's the amount of people that you're linked with in your referral. You want to focus on inviting people to be part of this. And you can see I have about 1,173 connections, and then the referral network's about 77,000. Don't let the number impress you or deter you. Just focus on slowly building that, but you can be purposeful about building it by inviting people to your Ideal Estate. It's not widely adopted by every agent, but it's a powerful, powerful tool. And so the more that you use it, the more that they may be involved in it and using it.
Yep.
So one of the first things that we do every day, I cleared it out today, but I had 6 or 7 messages from yesterday. But every single morning we open it up, just kind of like our social media look, and you click on the bell. And when you click on the bell, you're going to see your messages, right? And you can click on view all, and it will open up a screen with all your messages that you have going on, right? So number one, it will recommend clients or recommended candidates for you in the real estate space. They've either raised their hand on Ideal Estate,
Yep.
or they're showing some interest in a new brokerage, or they're something that's triggering them within the system. Right, Brody?
That's absolutely true. Yes.
Okay. So it's identifying these recommended candidates that are strong, right? This says this candidate's based on your criteria. We thought you'd be a good fit for your team. Suggest you send a recommendation to them. Okay. And then you also see down here, you have suggested candidates. That's a score system that they use to track the candidate's behavior. Either one of these are opportunities to attract, recruit, right? So
Correct.
with Anne Marie, for instance, I'll open this up and we'll look at what's going on with her. So we can look at her user stats, first of all. She's got 4 listings for about 935 grand, range. And then she's got about 11,000 in her referral network on Ideal Estate, about 115 profile views, 27 connections. Automatic talking points. Automatically, you could say, hey, Anne Marie, it looks like you've got, over 11,000 people. Congratulations. And then she's going to look at your profile and all that makes sense, right? So with mine having 77,000, that adds value, kind of an edification. But you want to love on them. Hey, great job on the 11,000 people. And let's connect soon, right? So then you can click on the little email button and that will actually send her a message. So you can see that 28 minutes ago, for my morning routine, I sent her a message saying, here are the markets I serve. I have personal teams in Santa Rosa, Napa, Redding, and Shasta County, my organizations in 18 states, blah, 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 right? A little bit about yourself. And then that's kind of the starting conversation. And then say, let's connect for a short call and network, right? What's the best number for you?
Yep.
Right. So kind of whatever you want to do, but try to leave it with a question mark, whatever you're writing to them. You notice this up here is more like a statement, and you want to follow it up with something that's a little more personal. Right. Yep. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to wait for her to respond. It may be 2 or 3 days. If she doesn't respond, I can click a canned response that says something like this. Hey, you never responded. I'm circling back. Curious if you checked this, LOL. It's all good, as I did not for a long time. I manage a large team of 750 plus agents. Let's talk how we can help each other. You game, right? It's made to be kind of a quick and responsive thing that I typed. So I'm not going to send that right now because we just messaged her. And I'm just going to move on to the next guy. Here's Justin Tucker. He's in EXP. I don't want to recruit Justin. He's in EXP already. So what I do is I have an auto response that I can build a network for referrals with. And it says, "What's up, my fellow EXP agent? I hope this finds you well. Thanks for being connected here. Let's stay connected, share ideas, and I'll see you at the events." Boom, right? I'm not saying, hey, I'd love to jump on a call. I don't want to talk to 82,000 EXP agents. It's not my position, right? But I want to connect with them and network with them. And he asked to have a friendship, so I accepted that. So we're friends here now, right? But we're done, right? Unless I have a referral in that area or something. And you have to look, because a lot of EXP agents don't promote heavily that they're with EXP for obvious reasons. This is an EXP call. So what we could look at is like, sometimes I'll get requests and I have to dig a little bit to find out if they're EXP. But don't worry, if you say, hey, I'd love to connect with you and let's talk, and then you find out they're EXP, just say, oh, you're already EXP. We're good.
Yes.
Let's stay here, right? So here's one, Keller Williams. So this gal, you can see that 5 months ago, I said, good morning. Thank you for connecting. I look forward to adding value and networking. I see you're with KW. I was a KW team leader for 3+ years. I coached with KW, then moved to Tom Ferry Coaching for 4 years. Loved it. How is the market inventory there? End with a question mark. You could do your own things here, or you're welcome to copy mine. I mean, you're looking at them on the screen. This is recorded. I'm cool. Whatever you want to do, but you want to put it to yourself. If you used to be with Berkshire Hathaway, then say that to a Berkshire Hathaway agent or Remax or KW or whatever, right? And then you could see that it took her 5 months to respond. So 5 months ago, I said this. Now, I could have and probably should have followed up with, hey, it's been a week. Did you get my message or something like that? But we didn't. We just let it sit there until she saw it. And then she said, hey, sorry for the delayed response. Been on vacation the past month. And before that, way too busy. Things are slowing down a bit now, right? So that's immediate conversation starter, right? A slight shift, but nothing dramatic. That was 4 days ago. Syracuse is now a more normal market. Prices are where they should be, in line with the rest of the country. Thank you for the response. Don't always have time to go into the system. Check it now and again. So I responded this morning in my morning routine. No worries. That's awesome. Let's connect and network. And then I could say, for instance, what city do you live in? Do you live in and serve? Right? That's a question mark. And she'll respond to that. So I can send that. Okay. Now let's take it a step further. Let's say we want to look up Esther. She's got 8 listings, about 10,000 in her referral network. Matter of fact, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say, wow, 10,000 in your network. That's awesome. Right? So compliment, shooting her with a little bit of dopamine, that she's doing that. She may not know what that means, but it still feels good. And now when we look at her stats, you could see that she's got about 10,000 referral network. So let's pull her up. Let's pull her profile up. This is Esther Zorn with KW, right? Yep. And we've had some conversations with her. I want to briefly read her bio. Been a full-time professional since 2003. My business split evenly between buyers and sellers. Efficient business. I've lived in the greater Syracuse area for more than 40 years. I know it well. I'm licensed in New York State to teach real estate license courses. There's my trigger. That's what I want to talk to her about. With over 20 deals successfully closed each year, I have a wealth of experience. That's not very many deals. Okay. But talking points. So now what I can do is I can try and locate her and see if I have a phone number for her. Brody, where do I find her phone number here? I forgot.
It's right there.
Sorry. I was looking for a drop down, but it's like right on the screen. Yeah. So you guys make sure you're on mute so we don't have background noise, but I'm going to give a live phone call, right? Let's rock and roll. Let's show you how this system can work. And so I'll just give her a buzz. 315-430-4546. Okay. I'm trying to get to know her, not sell her on EXP. Remember that. Build equity in the relationship. I'm going to give her a review too, by the way. Watch.
Hello, this is Esther Zorn of Keller Williams Real Estate. Please leave a message and I will call you back as soon as possible. You can also text me.
I'm trying to find common things in common. Okay.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept
Oh,
any
that's
messages at this
stupid.
time. Goodbye.
No
So
worries.
that's horrible for any real estate agent. So I'm going to send her a message now. I called her from the cell. I'm going to say, good morning, Esther, period. Actually, afternoon on the East Coast, comma, LOL, period. It's Randy Byrd, period. We connected on IdealEstate, period. I called, but your voicemail is full, period. I hope it's because you have 20 offers on a property you listed yesterday, period, LOL. Okay, so I'm sending her a text, right? So now in her system, I'm going to go in and I'm going to go back and send her a message in the system saying, I just left a voicemail. Your box is full. Call me back. Cheers. Okay. So I could do all this right here, right? And so now I've sent her a few messages. I don't want to go more. That's too much. I got a phone call. I've got a text. I probably would have normally called her before I did all this stuff, but I'm being a good agent. I'm being proactive, right? So that's one agent that we just satisfied correctly. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. So let's do this. Let's go to the next one. So all I'm doing is going through every day, and the goal is to clean up your list, right? We've got a couple of these people that I did this morning, but so this guy responded, or this Sylvia, prices dropping, buyers not able to qualify due to the raising interest rates, not pretty to say the least. They said that 4 days ago. What's the trigger? I want your feedback. Tell me what comes up for you when they say that. Prices dropping, buyers not able to qualify due to raising rates, not pretty to say the least. She needs help. That's my point. She needs help, and I can offer her help. I can give her some ideas. I could do all that stuff. So I asked her if you are good with a 3-minute call. She didn't respond because agents don't look at this all the time. It's not something that pops up as frequently as Facebook or something on their phone. It can be, and it sets up that way. So you see where Sylvia, we had some communication 4 days ago. She wrote me something. So I'm going to go into Sylvia's account. Let's pull her up. Here's Sylvia. We see her phone number, her email. Let's look at her stats. Wow, a lot of listings, a big referral network, right? So much more active, much more involved. You've got her properties up here right in front of you. You can compliment her on. So there's many talking points that we're looking at here, right? Again, I want to look at her bio. It's got no bio, so that could be a talking point recommendation, right? I can coach her to help her be more successful within that if I want to. It depends on the posture I'm taking. But let's give Sylvia a call. Okay, Sylvia is at 928-300-1203. And remember, these are kind of cold calls, but you're just networking. You're building a relationship, not talking about EXP.
This is Sylvia.
Sylvia, good morning. This is Randy Byrd, real estate broker. We connected on IdealEstate.
Here.
You hear me, Sylvia?
Hello.
Hey, Sylvia, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. I was getting into my car, and I guess when it made its changeover, I
Blue-
lost you. But
blue-
now I'm back.
Awesome. Bluetooth. It does it to me all the time.
Yes.
Well, we connected on IdealEstate. You sent me a message a couple of days ago. I appreciate that.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry. I offered. I get a lot of those requests in. I send some out. So
Right.
update me, please.
No problem at all. I'm in Corvallis, Oregon, and you just said prices are dropping, buyers not able to qualify, rates, and not pretty market to say the least. You remember that?
I do remember that because you actually sent me a message that I could respond to that wasn't canned.
Exactly. Thank you for that, by the way. Well, how's business going right now? It sounds like it's the market's definitely shifted, hasn't it?
Oh my God, yeah. I've got more listings and unhappy sellers because we can't sell and we keep dropping prices, and some of them were wise and listened to me and said, please don't chase the market down. Some of them didn't listen to me and were chasing the market down. And the more we chase it, the angrier they get. So it's ugly.
It's so true. And you've been in the market quite a while, right?
30, since 86. So
Oh, wow.
36 years.
You've got me by a bit. I've been in 20 years and it's interesting. So I have a lot to learn from you being in the business that long. You've been through a couple of these markets.
I've been through 4 and all of them have been different. This one's totally different than the last one. And then I got in the 80s when the interest rates were at 18%.
Oh, yeah.
And then I did the 90s drop. So yeah, I've seen a lot of different things over the years.
Oh, that's amazing. So are you doing any trainings or podcasts or anything to help people understand? You've got so much maturity and experience in the market. That sounds like a natural thing.
Oh, heavens, no. There's some faces that never belong on a podcast. my mirror tells me that all the time.
Oh, I know, right? I have a face for radio, so I'm the same way.
Yeah, mine is definitely that. And the older I get, the grayer I get. And the young whippersnappers that stand in my doorway and look at me and say, isn't it about time you retire? And I glare at them.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, you've got a really nice following here. You've got 98,000 or something in your referral network, and that's pretty impressive. And I see some listings on there. And you're in Cottonwood, Arizona. Is that kind of your area?
I did. Well, actually, I'm 3 MLSs. If you go to Zillow, you'll see that I sell from Phoenix to Prescott to the Verde Valley. So
wow.
I take up a big chunk of Arizona is what I work in.
That's amazing. How many houses do you sell a year? You sound like you're pretty active.
I don't know. Around here, because of the price of things, you have to sell a lot of houses to make money. But I was the number one bragging. Was number one salesperson last year in my office.
Wow, good.
Even being number one, it was just like $12 million in sales, which is nothing if I were doing the same amount of sales in like Glendale or some of the other places. So,
True.
Anyway,
that's amazing.
really hard.
So what company are you with?
Realty One Group.
Oh yeah, great company. I've got a coaching client that is in, I think it's in Prescott, and I have another one in Phoenix.
Yeah, Realty One Group is great. They only take $400 out of my paycheck, and I love them dearly for that.
Wow, that's amazing. You deserve it. You've been around a long time. I love that. Well, great connecting. Nothing more than that. I just wanted to connect. I'm with eXp Realty up in Oregon, and we have a team in California and Oregon. So if you have any needs there, we're happy to help. And I'll send anybody I can to your neck of the woods, and I'll look you up on Zillow and make sure I keep that in my referral database.
I appreciate that. I used to manage an EXP office here.
Did you? You did?
Yeah,
Small.
I was the first one that brought it in, and then it fizzled, and there's no blog, and then we end up with COVID and all kinds of stuff. So now they're doing well, but there for a while they weren't doing so well.
That's true. Yep. I went through that time too, and it was a little struggle, but now it's going good. I have almost 1,000 agents now in my organization.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been good for me, but that's beautiful. Well, I'd love to stay in connection with you and just maybe touch base every month or so. And if you have any referrals, we'll do that for each other as well. You sound like a class act.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And I appreciate you reaching out. You're one of the few.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'll send you an email with my contact info and stuff. So you have my areas, and send me yours, and we'll make sure we help each other.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Have a great weekend.
You as well. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend.
Bye
for now. All right, folks. How hard was that?
That was a master class, my friend.
I appreciate that, Brody. That's the real deal right there. Ow. My dog just bit me. Knock it off. My little puppy's under my feet, and I guess I moved my foot and she bit my toe. So takeaways. What did you get from that? First of all, the big one was, thank you for not sending me a canned response.
Correct.
Mine's a canned response, but it's made to not sound like a canned response.
Yeah. Correct.
Right. So let's go back to her thing as we kind of wrap up this call today. So that's what I sent her. I sent her, thanks for connecting. Still a very hot market here in Albany, Corvallis, Oregon. How are the market and inventory there? Misspelled on purpose, right? Because when you do little grammatic errors and misspellings, it's powerful. So I have a canned statement that I send that on purpose misspells a word. Like it says, "Hey Brody, how is your Friday going?" And it's spelled like GOOING, right? And then I send another one after 10 seconds that says going, GOING, in the parentheses. So it's like a spelling correct when you really are texting people. I get the responses like 80% better because that doesn't sound canned. And she brought that up. So I want you to have that as a huge takeaway today. So you don't have to misspell on purpose. I'm just saying that you want to make it so it's not a canned response. That's when you're going to get them responding back. Like she said, I get hundreds of these and you're one of the few, right? So that allowed us to have dialogue. And then I reminded her it's even better if it's in the same day or the next day. I reminded her where we connected, and all of a sudden we had a great conversation. She used to be at EXP. So now I got all these notes that I'm going to put in my file, launch her on an automation that automatically stays in touch with her every 3 weeks. And you never know, right? She's probably sunsetting her career in the next 5 years for sure. I didn't get age and be personal, but you see the power of this. So with that, I want to unshare. And I'm going to also, since we're here, I'm going to say, this is important. I'm going to say, Sylvia, great connecting today. So she sees this later also, right? I will send an email with my areas served. Have a great Friday. Now she may not see this for a week, who knows, right? But it's going to be there forever now. That text thread in IdealEstate's there forever. So she's done. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put her in my CRM and add her to an automation. Yeah, but that's just a normal procedure. What about if you did this for 15, 30, an hour a day? It can be really, really impactful for you.
Or even 10 minutes a day, Birdman.
Yeah, whatever it is. I mean, so I do the same thing, KB Quick Communications with. Perfect, exactly. You know how to operate in a client world with potential clients. I'm asking you to do that now with agents and treat them like listing an agent that's going to pay you forever. You list a house, you're going to sell it once every 5 years. You list an agent, they're going to do a transaction every month and you're going to get paid forever. Right. So that's a powerful thing.
So when you do put in CRM, grow, what communication do you usually tell, and when do you actually come to a point of saying, introducing EXP back to her?
Yeah. So my automations are just, think of it this way. If I was going to send you a text, I'd say, hey, great connecting today. Right. And then if I sent you a text in 2 weeks that says, hey, Susan, it's Randy Byrd again. We connected a couple of weeks ago on IdealEstate. I just wanted to check in, say hi. I can type that today and tell it to send in 2 weeks. And then in a month, I could say, hey, it's been another couple of weeks. How's business there now? What's the market doing? ? I could set these all up in automations. And then when they respond, I take over personally. But it could go on for a year of these communications until they're ready, right? It's about not fumbling the ball.
Correct.
Does that help?
Yes, it does. Thanks.
Yeah. So again, no different than buyers and sellers. It's like, if you're communicating with a buyer, if they're hot, you're talking to them all the time. If they're cold, you're talking to them much less. Same thing.
Yeah, I have another question too. Like sometimes when the recommendations come into the email and the ideal list, they will be promoting a property. So that's a more of a talking point, maybe.
Absolutely. It's a great talking point. Hey, I saw your new listing on IdealEstate. Looks beautiful. Good job. If you don't have a buyer, don't lie. Don't say any of that stuff, but just acknowledge them and say, hey, it's a nice job on the pictures, or hey, it looks like a beautiful listing. Good luck. Any of those things are going to be well received.
You're trying to start for an icebreaker is what I think that Randy is trying to say, is you want a great icebreaker and you want it to lead to a genuine conversation. And that's how we approach stuff. And that's how, the best people that do this do that.
Yeah, because you want to put equity into the relationship, because if I don't have any equity in the bank account of the relationship, I can't ask for a withdrawal. It'd be inappropriate, right? If I called you out of the blue and said, Susan, Randy Byrd, I want to take an hour of your day and show you EXP. That's for me. That's not contribution. That's a withdrawal. You want to deposit first. Now, the deposit may be me touching bases with her for 1 or 2 times, and then I've deposited into the equity of the relationship. Then I can ask, hey, Susan, we've been friends here for about a month and a half or so, and I haven't asked you yet, but can I ask a favor? Would you be willing to jump on a short call and let me show you what I do here at my company? And all I could say is no. And then you just classify them again as they're cold and stay in touch with them every month for eternity, right? That's the proper process.